What's up, y'all? Today we're in Smyrna, Georgia to check out this small town. We're gonna go on a tour of the city center here. Let's go see what it's all about. Smyrna is in Cobb County, and so also in Cobb County are cities like Marietta, Kennesaw, Ackworth, but Smyrna is in like the most southern part of Cobb County. And then this road right over here is kind of like the main road, or one of the main roads that runs through Smyrna. It's Atlanta Road, and it's the road that I would take to get here. I live about 20 minutes from this area, and this is the road that I took to get here. But also it's like a main road that you could even take all the way to Atlanta. So along this road, you have a lot of commercial, restaurants, shops. But then like way on the other side of this road, down that road, is a bunch of residential areas. It's all neighborhoods. And so that's, the typical kind of suburban layout that you would find in many other suburbs. You also see here, where it's a lot of those neighborhoods all around the city, and then these different like commercial areas along the main roads. Now where we are right here, this is like the downtown part of Smyrna. And something that you should know about Smyrna is that it's kind of being revitalized. Smyrna has not always been the most popular suburb for people to live in, but more and more, especially in the last 10 years or so, it has really come a long way, and it's become very popular. They got a lot of these local shops. This is becoming really popular. A lot of people around here really prefer these kinds of local businesses. They don't prefer the chain restaurants. They prefer, like this across the street over here is Vintage Tavern. Also, there's the Corner Taqueria. And then behind me, we've got, oh, well, that's pretty hilarious. There's a Moe's. but places like this don't do very well here in Smyrna and in Metro Atlanta in general, because they're just not very popular. So they fill these kinds of downtown areas with these local businesses, local shops, and it really brings in a lot of people to the area. Really gives a lot of exposure of the city, so people actually come here to visit. And this has really been one of the things that has helped the city of Smyrna a lot grow. And so this downtown area here is a bit newer than some of the other downtowns that we have seen on the channel. Very easy walkability to get around this area, especially if you lived around here. It'd be super convenient to be able to walk all around this area. Here's another local shop here, Cafe Lucia. Let's take a look at this specials that they have here. Definitely a good example of the kind of shops and restaurants that you can find all around here. Another few examples of some of the places here. We've got the Vineyard Wine Market across the street, and then that is a yoga studio, Giving Tree Yoga Center. And so you can tell really that the chain restaurants, the chain stores don't really do so great here. But definitely a super cute downtown area here. It's not very big. It's really just this main strip, this main little area right here. But we're also going to go see some of the other things around here. Some houses, there's a park around here as well. And so let's also talk about what it's like buying a home right around here in Smyrna. If you're thinking about buying a home here in Smyrna or any one of the suburbs around Metro Atlanta, feel free to call, text, or email me anytime. Thank you so much to everybody who has reached out. I'm always happy to help. For the most part, a lot of the houses in Smyrna are similar to some of the other suburbs. You get big neighborhoods with HOAs, and they usually have about 1/4 of an acre. These houses, because we are right here in the middle of downtown Smyrna, are much closer together. In general, the feel of these neighborhoods are a bit different. You know, people are not looking for the huge lots if they are in downtown Smyrna. People are really moving here because they want to be walking distance to all of those shops and restaurants. Lots of great community here. I think this kind of proximity to everything really gives a lot of that community vibe. And so that's definitely one of the perks of living in this area. The average price point for a home in Smyrna is right around 450, maybe as low as 400 if you are looking in a time of the year like the winter or fall. And so this is pretty much what you should expect for a home here. Now, a lot of times people who really want to live in Cobb County, which is very common, Cobb County is kind of known for being one of the best counties in the area, they choose Smyrna because it's the most affordable, or arguably the most affordable of all of the cities in Cobb County. So you get the good school districts, you get a lot of the amenities that come with Cobb County, very safe area, but you're not having to pay Marietta prices or a super expensive home in Kennesaw. You're getting more affordable homes that you would find here in Smyrna, but still being able to live in Cobb. Not only is Smyrna on the most southern part of Cobb County, but it's also the closest to Atlanta. So this is a common phenomenon that we see with the cities closer to Atlanta, is that we have a lot of older homes because naturally that's the areas that have been developed the latest is these areas that are closest to Atlanta. So while there are a lot of homes like this one here in Smyrna, there are also a lot of super new houses, and that has to do with the fact that Smyrna is being revitalized. So you have a lot of this kind of super new homes really close to the older homes, and there's a lot of this going on, not only with the houses, but even with the commercial parts of town. A lot of times the thing that really designates an area as the downtown is the city hall. So a lot of these downtown areas, including this one here in Smyrna, has the city hall here in downtown. But keep in mind, not all of the city centers have a city hall. I mean, so it's just kind of a nickname for a lot of places. They call it the city center or downtown, but this is the city hall for Smyrna. So we've made it all the way to like the western end of this part of downtown Smyrna. We've got a park, and we also have some public facilities over here. There's a library, community center. This is the library in Smyrna, and a lot of times people ask me, like, do each of these suburbs have their own amenities, their own library, their own police station or whatever, or do we need to go to Atlanta, or do we need to go to another suburb for these things? And the answer is, for the most part, each one of these suburbs, Smyrna, Marietta, Kennesaw, Alpharetta, they all have their own libraries, they all have their own post offices or schools or whatever. It's not like if you live in Smyrna, you have to drive to other places for these things. You especially don't have to go to like Atlanta or something like that. I live, again, 20 minutes from here. I almost never go to Atlanta. It's just not something that people in the suburbs want to do. They typically don't want to be going to Atlanta. Smyrna also has a lot of parks, a lot of green space as well, especially for being so close to Atlanta. It's kind of nice that they have still preserved a lot of this green space. Again, a lot of people who want to be able to get in and out of Atlanta quickly for work and keep that commute short, they choose cities like this, Smyrna or Sandy Springs, maybe Dunwoody, and it can kind of be difficult for those cities to have as much green space because of how urban they are. But Smyrna has done a great job. And part of that is probably because it's in Cobb County, and Cobb County definitely prioritizes these parks and green space. They have a lot of young families living in these areas. And so Smyrna is no different. They've done a great job of having a lot of these parks. There's a bit of a lake or a pond down there, and a fountain as well. There's also a splash pad here for kids. And so definitely plenty of green space all around the city of Smyrna. If you're wanting to be in an area that's family friendly and has all of these kinds of amenities, the parks and the good public schools and the affordable homes, then Smyrna is definitely a great option, especially if you're trying to be close to the city of Atlanta. For example, if you lived in Woodstock, you'd be looking at least an hour commute to get to Atlanta. But from Smyrna, it's much shorter, maybe 30 minutes to get to Atlanta. And so this is a very big difference for a lot of people who are commuting to work regularly. Overall, Smyrna is one of the best suburbs in all of Metro Atlanta. And I've made an entire video about my top 5 suburbs of Metro Atlanta. If you want to see what those cities are, you can check it out right here. I'll see you in the next video.